Hi everybody, Dizzy Nails and Beauty here. I just want to share like this shelving unit that I'm getting. I've loved this shelving unit to begin with, but from day dot it drove me potted at the fact that there was two different colours, because the top row I'd actually bought when my room was yellow and grey. And then a few years later I went on eBay to buy from the same seller, and they come with this, they're like completely clear. I mean, they're both transparent, but the ones have got like a green tinge which kind of gives like a glass look. But I just hated it when I put them together. And plus there was quite a big gap on each shelf, which I thought was a waste of space. So I talked my other half into finally making me a new shelf that was custom made, and this is where we're up to. So I'm just literally removing all the acrylics from these shelves. I made a massive boo-boo though. What I should have done was do them in the colour coordination, because when I did go to put them on a new shelf, it took me forever. But then again, it probably would have done, because I did change it up how I didn't have it like on the shelves like this. I literally went on a shelf, the horizontal or vertical I think it is, yeah, vertical, instead of going horizontal basically with the colour rainbow or whatever. Plus, because I wanted each shelf to have like the branding, so Glitterbels on certain shelves, Glam and Glitz on another shelf. I didn't want a mismatch on the shelves basically. It did take me quite a while to actually take all these acrylics off, and I was just putting them in boxes I'd saved from Amazon to store until I could do it. And here you can actually see like the different colours. Like you can still see it even when the things were on, but that's really clear now. They're empty. It did take me quite a bit to actually get these off, even though there's literally 2 screws to hold these shelves on the wall. But my partner literally, they were solid. Like, I really struggled. I had to take a break, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's because my screwdriver wasn't that good or whatever, but it was hard work. So I just thought I'd throw a little video in of my other half making me the shelf. I'm literally just drilling the holes in for the main frame that goes around. Then he's just measuring up for the little shelves that go on in between. And then we're gonna cut them up. I say he did it all by himself. Yeah, I really thought this was a nice idea just to add in, really. We're just literally mitering the trimming, like, I don't know what you call it, but basically the fancy bit that's on the front. I did say, why you're not using the other saw, but he said no, you'll have to use this saw. I have no idea, because I'm not very good with woodwork. And then he's just making sure that's a nice fit around, and then we secure them in. Not too sure how he secured them in, but he did. And then we just added some filler and waited for that to dry, and then sanded it down, ready for painting. And we basically just used the Dulux Once gloss paint. Did try to use spray paint, but it just wasn't going too well. It was just cost, I think I spent about £12 on spray paint, and it just didn't go anywhere, and it was just still looking pale wood. So this is why we used the Dulux. And then for the backboard, I decided to go with a gold wallpaper. It was just going to give a little bit different. I didn't want it all white, and it just gives that little bit of shimmer, and it was a quicker fix as well. So my wrap is just like laying that down and making sure it's nice and flat. No need to get from edge to edge, because obviously we've got the frame going on there, so there was no panic that the wallpaper obviously wasn't wide enough, and I didn't have a line of wallpaper joining up, so that cheered me up somewhat. And then we just basically screwed that back wall on. or whatever you call it, backboard. And this is the finished shelf, guys. I absolutely love it. It is huge. It is humongous. I'm not gonna lie. It's taken up half my wall. Well, a quarter of my wall, because obviously underneath it isn't, because I've got a radiator. I mean, how far would that be from floor to ceiling, having a shelf? I think that would be pretty awesome, but it's not. So I'm just basically filling this up. It literally took me about 2 hours to do, but it is just well worth it in the long run. And I'm still not really happy over the positionings of the colours, so I feel like I am going to change it up, but no time any soon. So guys, this is the finished shelf. I'm absolutely made up with it. I think it looks much better than the previous shelves that was up. That was a mismatch, although it wasn't too much of a mismatch, but it was enough to drive me crazy. And at least this way I've not really got any gap. There is a tiny gap, but it's minuscule, so I can live with that. As you can see, I've actually got several shelves. I think there's 5 or 6 shelves filled with Glitterbels, and then the top 4 shelves is filled with Glam and Glitz. Ideally, I would really like this to actually be filled with full Glitterbels, but for a couple of reasons it can't be. One being there isn't actually enough Glitterbels acrylic out yet to fill it, and 2, the expense of it all. It's took me a long time to get this collection together. I have actually got some acrylics actually coming, so hopefully that will fill another shelf. So I'm getting there ever so slowly, and I've literally only got 20 pots or so to actually get to complete the set, so it's definitely not going to be filled up. As you can see here, these are just, in this last bit here, are just a few of the glitters that they do. That's literally all the glitters I have Glitterbels, so maybe I could actually go forward and do that to fill some of the shelves, but again, the glitters are quite expensive. I think they're about £6 or £7 each, so it's not going to be cheap. So again, it's going to be a time consuming thing to do. And then underneath, I've literally got these what they call storage racks, makeup brushes, containers, whatever. And this is how I'm storing the swatches for all of the Glitterbels. I've still got this pot here filled of the Glam and Glitz, but because I don't really use the Glam and Glitz that much, I'm not that fussed about putting them on the stiletto tips. I can't bear myself to like get rid of them. So yeah, so this is my shelf. I'm absolutely made up with it. What do you guys think? Right guys, like I couldn't let this go, but basically this is the remnants of the actual previous shelf. There was quite a bit of wood left over. The only thing we had to get was the trimming around the edge. We literally was 1 piece short or 2 pieces short, I can't quite remember. So for the sake of £20, this gave me a brand new shelf. I should have said actually, this shelf over here, it roughly cost between 120 and £140 to be roughly. Basically it was £40 for the frame and the shelving unit that goes around it, and then it was about another £40 for the wood trimming, £20 for the wallpaper. Actually I'm not even including the lights on that, so just ignore the lights because the lights was quite expensive because they actually work with Alexa. What else? The paint, obviously I would use Dulux paint on this, and I think that was roughly about £20 a tub. And then obviously the things that, you know, I'm thinking about, like the screws and stuff, the washers, all that kind of stuff that you don't really think about when you're building a shelf. But I think for 2 shelves, even if it like minus the lights, because I'm not taking in consideration the price of that, I've literally got 2 shelves I'd say for less than £180. The custom made exactly to the well, this one isn't custom made to the specification specification I would have liked. I would have liked this one bigger, but we literally just used the extra wood over, and maybe in time maybe I will get it so that it actually, this whole wall is one big shelf. Or I'll keep this one obviously, but maybe have it so another big shelf along there, because I do feel like it's a little bit random having this shelf here. But the reason I wanted it was because Tears Beauty is my go-to acrylic. I sit here at my desk, so it just saves me getting up and going over the other side to get them. So every single acrylic I own from, well, not the colours, but every coloured and glittered acrylic I own is here. This is the full Tears Beauty collection. I've obviously got some space here to grow. I cannot wait for them all to be there, and then basically it'll be filled. I have no idea what I'm going to do once it is filled. Maybe I'll just have to start taking the glam and glitz off there and put tears on there as well, but that will also drive me crazy, so I don't know. And then here I just literally have this T-bar jewellery stand, which that's got all my Tears Beauty swatch sticks on there. So yeah guys, I am really happy with how it's turned out. And then like I've got my sequined wall here, which I'm absolutely made up over, and like the fact I made that makes me like super proud. So I am like, the way that my room is coming along, I really like it. And I'm thinking, although like one side of my room isn't actually more changed that much, should I do another room tour? Even though I've not long since done one. I like not one for actually doing tons and tons of room tours. I'd like to see a big difference rather than bits here, bits there. But are you interested in that? I don't know. If you let me know in the comments, I'm more than happy to do one, because I have got quite a few bits changed. I've got a few extra bits as in nail items. At the same time, you are seeing them because they are in my haul. So, but would you like to see how I'm storing them? I don't know. So yeah, I'd really like to thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. I hope this has given you some inspiration. If you want to check out my social medias, the actual codes links are down below. If you want a code for Tears Beauty, it is Dizzy10 if you want 10% off there. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off now, so see you soon. Bye.